What if I told you that you only need 3 ICT concepts to become profitable? ICT often comes with an overload of information, much of it unnecessary. In this video, I promise not to waste your time and keep it simple and focus on the 3 essential ICT concepts for beginners to start making money. Now, starting with a quick disclaimer at the beginning that those concepts are very essential, and without them, you most likely won't be profitable. If you use those concepts with other confluences that I'll maybe mention some of those at the end, and mastering and practicing those concepts maybe 1,000 times is better than knowing 1,000 concepts. And that's what the main objective of the video is. So we're trying to master those concepts, focus on them, especially for beginners. And I do have specific videos about each specific concept of those. And you need to master each concept in order to make money. So it's not the basic understanding of those concepts that will make you money on the long term, but it's about mastering those. It's about getting the experience of those. Now, starting with the first concept, and that is liquidity. I mean, it's the fuel of the market. It is where price goes to every time it moves from a liquidity to a liquidity. And it should be the main focus and the main concepts to master at the beginning. Now, if we talk like beginners, what does liquidity mean? Now, when we look at any kind of price action, we can see that we create highs and lows in different, places and zones. Now, any high and any low, there are actually a lot of different orders above and below highs and lows. Now, what does order means and what are the different types of order? Now an order can be a stop loss. Imagine that price is actually moving to a resistance level here and price reacted from here going lower. You'll see that a lot of people taking action and entering from somewhere in here or somewhere in here and somewhere in here. Now think about what the masses think. Think about what most people think. They're going to be focusing on having their stop losses at invalidation points. And one of those, and the most popular one, is above a high. So a lot of people would have their stop losses above the high. That will create a lot of liquidity here. In order for price to move in an expansion way above or below, it needs fuel. And that fuel is the liquidity, and it is the orders here. Now, when price, for example, goes above this high, it's going to take the liquidity of the stop losses. That's the first type of liquidity we have. We also have people who are entering or who are trading breakouts. So they're going to have a buy stop here. Buy stop means if price goes above this point, then I would enter immediately. And they have their stop losses here. And there are people who are also having sell limit here. And why? Because that's a resistance level and I wanted to enter here, stop loss here. So you see how the liquidity is what is moving the market. You'll see people having liquidity on this side, and that's when price takes that liquidity, it goes higher. And there are also people who are making money here by having a buy stop order to go higher. Now think about this. You'll see a lot of the time where price actually just go and sweep a low. So it just basically kind of give a fake out below and start going higher. What does that mean? That means anyone who is looking for a breakout is trapped here and then getting stop loss, because the trade that breakout trader is looking at is something like this. It's a short stop loss, maybe somewhere in here, and then looking for a breakout. What happened is trapping people and then hitting their stop losses here, as well as people who were already going long from somewhere in here and having their stop loss here. It's also hit and then price goes up. So mastering liquidity concepts can actually guide us to know where to enter, where to have our take profit, and sometimes also can help with where to have our stop loss. Now, this liquidity that I'm looking at here is external liquidity, which are highs and lows. There is another type of liquidity, which is a fair value gap. And I do have multiple videos about it, but that's going to be the other concept that we're going over. So understanding liquidity, we can know where to enter, but not any higher low we can enter from. Let's assume that we have something like this where we have a high here, we take that high and then we start going lower. Now we have two scenarios. Either we continue to the lower side or we can actually push to the upside. So how do I know which direction is most probable and when to pull the trigger, like when I'm expecting price to just keep going lower and where to enter? Now the thing is, when price takes that liquidity level, I need to see something that is happening here especially in the lower time frame. So let's assume that this is the 4-hour time frame. In the lower time frame, I want to see something that can give me an indication that we are on the right direction, and most likely this is actually a liquidity sweep and not price just breaking above. Now, what is that? In the lower time frame, we need to see market structure, and that is our second concept for the day, one of the most essential concepts in the ICT. Now, what is market structure? It can be actually divided into two types. Now, let's look at this kind of price action. What do we have here? There is two types here on the market structure. There is the break of structure and there is the market structure shift. What we see here is that at this point, what we had is a break of structure. Now, why is this a break of structure? Because with the trend, as we are bullish, we had a break of a high. Same thing here. This is a high. We pull back and then we break the high. You see how we are with the trend. Breaking highs in a bullish trend is a break of structure. Breaking lows in a bearish trend is also a break of structure. So same thing here. You see how we are bearish. But before that, what makes this now a bearish trend? Why is this a bearish trend? Because you see how this is a low here followed by a break of structure. Same thing here, low followed by a break of structure. What happened here, instead of creating another break of structure to the upside, what happened is breaking that low and closing below that low. At this point here, this is the market structure shift, and this is what we need to see when we have a liquidity sweep. So let's say we have something like this liquidity sweep in the 4-hour time frame, for example. What I want to see in order to confirm this is a market structure shift on the 15 minutes, for example. Okay, so that's what I want to see on the lower time frame. Now we had that market structure shift. Another confirmation is also the other break of structure. So you can look for an entry here or look for an entry here, or maybe also another one here. But most of the time you'll be looking, and that's the most rewarding one, but the most risky one. But most of people actually look at this entry, which is after the market structure shift. So this is what happened. We get that market structure shift, and then how do we confirm first that this is a valid market structure shift? We want to have something that is inside of this price action leg that can first validate that this is a valid market structure shift and give us a refinement and a valid zone to know where to enter from. Otherwise, if we're just looking at this market structure shift, we don't know where exactly to look for an entry. So we need a zone to look for to sell, right? This zone can be this big, can be this big, or it can be here, slightly above or below. What is this zone here? That can take us to the third concept, and really one of the most important concepts that you can master in trading, and it can tell you the direction. It can be used as liquidity levels. It can be used as entry confirmation, and it can be used as targets. All of those things can be there in a PD array. So what is ICT PD array? I do have a full video explaining all PD arrays, all different ones, in only about 20 minutes. So you need to watch that video, and it's going to be suggested and also in the description. I want to see most of the time a fair value gap. Now we have different types of PD arrays, but what we want to focus on is a fair value gap. What is a fair value gap? It's actually a 3-candle pattern, and let me show you an example of that. I mean, if we go to any pair on any time frame, you will see that a lot of the time we have something like this, where we have first candle, second candle where it is actually an expansion and big candle, and third candle here. Now the gap between the wick of the first candle to the wick of the third candle, you see how they do not overlap with each other? That means we have a fair value gap here, and you see how price comes back to it and then goes lower. Same thing here. You see how we have this gap between the first candle and the third candle wicks, and that's where price reacted from. And you're going to see that price actually respect those zones over and over. That's what a fair value gap is. Now in that price action leg, I want to spot a fair value gap somewhere, maybe here. This fair value gap now is the one I want to enter from. So I'm going to have a sell limit around here, and then stop loss above that liquidity sweep in the lower time frame, and then stop loss goes either around another level of a liquidity or a fixed 3-to-1, for example. Those are the 3 steps you need in any strategy, but you need to master this. You need to focus on this. You need to build confidence and build experience. Without experience, you're not gonna find the perfect one. You might be looking at just, a pattern by itself with no experience, but you need to involve experience to know which one is valid and which one is not, right? So based on experience, I can say that, oh, there is a liquidity sweep, maybe there's a fair value gap here, this one is valid, and I can sometimes say that this one is not valid and it's going to hit stop loss. How? By experience. Now looking at pound US dollar, this is the 4-hour time frame. If we're using the 4-hour as our higher time frame, we can use 15-minute or 5-minute time frame as our lower time frame. Now, just to show you how liquidity sweep is very major thing in the chart. You see how this high, where there's a lot of orders here and there's a lot of stop losses, we take that one and maybe we close above it 1 or 2 candles and then we push lower. Same thing here. We only sweep this one, we push lower. Same thing here. Same thing here. And it keep happening over and over. I mean, you can see it everywhere. Why is that? Because liquidity is the fuel of the market. It is what makes the market moves. It's money. Liquidity is money. So if we look at this, actually liquidity sweep that is happening right here, we see that we did not close below. If we move immediately to the 15 minutes, looking for what? So we discussed that. First of all, we look for liquidity, and this can be external or internal. So we can actually consider also fair value gaps. You see this fair value gap here. We can also look for a market structure shift inside of it. But for now, let's focus on the external. I do have all of the videos you need about all of the other concepts. And if you want to take trading to the next level, you need to master this first and then go and watch my other videos. There are a lot of things that will just take you from this beginner level to the advanced level, and things you might not even find in premium courses and courses that you'll pay a lot of money for. So you're going to be starting with liquidity and then market structure and then PD arrays. So those 3 things in this order. Now looking at this liquidity sweep here that we have is this one. We're going to 15 minutes and let's look at what is happening here. What was happening when we sweep this liquidity, and remember that you don't actually need market structure shift all the time, but you as a beginner, you need to stick with market structure shift. And why? Because it's going to lower the number of losses that you're going to have. It's going to only give you kind of the confirmed entry, because you can actually take all of those entries with no market structure shift. And I already explained this, but I want you to stick with the market structure shift. What we can see is that as we are approaching this level of liquidity, what we had is this high, low, and then high, major high, and then taking that low. Now we are still in that bearish trend. Now in order to switch from bearish to bullish, we need to close above this last high. And what is going to happen is something like this. Imagine we're going lower, creating this high, breaking structure, and then eventually we go and we do this. Most of the time, this is a market structure shift, a valid one, especially when we are in a higher time frame zone. We can now expect a higher prices and a bullish trend. So that's the objective here. Same thing here. Now, in order to validate this as a displacement and as a move to trust and as a valid market structure shift, what we can do is look at this price action leg. Do we actually have fair value gaps here? If yes, then that's a much better market structure shift. And in this case, we have a lot of fair value gaps. When you have a lot of fair value gaps and you're being confused at which one to take, then take your Fibonacci with only 50%, and you can enter at the 50%. That's going to give you higher probability of price coming to you, or you can place it at fair value gaps below the 50%. So either this or this. For now, what I'm going to do is place it at the 50%. Stop loss goes below the low. And then what we can target is maybe 2 to 1, right? And that's going to be our trade. Playing the price action, you can see that we reacted off the 50% and just going to 1 hour time frame to make it faster. So you see, we're going up, still far away from our entry, and then hitting the, kind of hit the take profit. I mean, give it some time. There you go. So that's a valid trade. And that's a one confirmed after market structure shift. Again, price comes back to our entry and then shoots up. And you see, this could have been 6 to 1 maybe if you were staying on this one and you're targeting another liquidity. For example, right here, that's a 5 to 1 if we target this liquidity level. Now, another example on gold, and this is going to be about internal liquidity, which is a fair value gap. So you see, we are going up, coming back to this big fair value gap here. We can expect price, because this is a bullish fair value gap, we can expect maybe a move to the upside after. But how do we confirm this? We go to the lower time frame. In this case, let's go to 5-minute time frame. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, what we have is price coming lower, going up, creating this high, and then breaking the low here. So that's the last high that we need to see price break above in order to confirm a market such a shift. But you don't need this every time. You actually do not need a market such a shift. You do not need price to close above. Why? Because not every time price will, give the market such a shift and will come back to you. So another way of confirming that we have a change in the market structure is by creating a displacement with a fair value gap. So a fair value gap that is big. Okay, that confirms that we have now shift the order flow from bearish to bullish. So it needs to be a fair value gap created. Now let's play the price action and see what we get. So you see, so far there's no fair value gap, so we have nothing valid. You see how it's all small move. We have no big fair value gap in this case. So all of this is invalid. I'm not entering of any of this price action. See, we're going lower, and then here we get a strong candle and we create a fair value gap. This fair value gap, now you see how this move is bigger than most of the moves here, and this fair value gap is the biggest. We can actually confirm an enter of this fair value gap, maybe at the beginning or 50% of it. So let's say here stop loss goes below the low, and what you can target is those liquidity levels here. So for example, you can see that we have all of those relative equal highs, or this kind of trend line liquidity. So targeting those levels of liquidity, you can see that play the price action. We come back to the fair value gap and we start pushing higher, maybe playing this on the 15-minute time frame or the 1 hour just to make it faster. We can see that we reacted to that fair value gap, and then we pushed higher after and taken all those liquidity levels. We can actually also extend the take profit to another liquidity level if we're looking for continuation.